Alright, time for a new episode of Let's Talk Anime. I forgot, what's today's episode about?
Inuyasha? Sorry.
Hi everybody, welcome to Let's Talk Anime. I'm Derangerous, and it's time for us to rip off a certain band-aid. See? All healed. Oh yeah, Inuyasha sucks ass. Now, there's a good chance I might have triggered some people. And before you believe you're completely above Let's Talk Anime and, I don't know, switch to the 700 Club, hear me out first. The deal with Inuyasha is that this series did not age well, okay? Look, Trigun. Yes, it's an old anime, but it aged well. Outlaw Star, personal favorite of mine, it aged perfectly well. One Piece. It's a series that started in the early 90s, and it still goes on to this day. And it still ages well. Inuyasha did not age well. So, let's start off by talking about the creator, Rumiko Takahashi. Oh, don't get the wrong idea. I actually love Rumiko Takahashi. She's an affluent manga artist. She got her start making manga around the time she was in high school. You see, when she was younger, she really wasn't into the whole manga or anything. It wasn't until her later years in high school that's when she discovered she wanted to draw comics. In college, she attended a special manga school founded by Kazuo Koike, the creator of The Lone Wolf and Cub and Crying Freeman. Koike taught her how to fully develop a character, how to explore the character, and flesh out the story. Important traits. She got her main start professionally in the year 1978. It was during this time she was living in an apartment with her two assistants, and at times she slept in a closet. But that's neither here or there. Takahashi began writing manga professionally in the year 1978. However, it wasn't until the 80s where her fame began to expand with her very first serialized work called Urusei Yatsura in Weekly Shonen Jump, the Sunday edition. Takahashi was notoriously known for being very late when submitting her work. However, please do not let that detract from her awesomeness. I mean, have you ever read Ranma 1/2? The story of a guy who falls in love with a girl while also randomly transforming into a girl himself? This lady, at age 61, can still create amazing manga series, okay? Her most recent work was rie-ne, which is a really good work I strongly recommend you read. In fact, Takahashi is one of the two women to have ever won the Grand Prix de la Ville d'Angoulême, which is a Lifetime Achievement Award for comic book artists. You see, Takahashi has done so many awesome things. Inuyasha is still shit. Now, it's about time for me to talk about the plot, I guess. Inuyasha is about a magical jewel. This magical jewel can grant any wish you want. The jewel is guarded by a girl named Kikyo. Kikyo beats a half-human, half-dog demon named Inuyasha. Inuyasha and Kikyo fall for each other. One day, Kikyo treats a burn victim. This burn victim gets pissed off that Kikyo's with Inuyasha. So, he offers his body up to a shit ton of demons so he can be a demon. Then, one day, he shapeshifts into Inuyasha and attacks Kikyo. And then, he also shapeshifts into Kikyo and attacks Inuyasha. And as a result, Kikyo pins Inuyasha to a tree for 50 years, while Kikyo dies from her wounds. So, let's skip ahead a shit ton of years. You have a girl named Kagome. Kagome is the reincarnation of Kikyo. So, one day, at her family shrine, in the modern era, Kagome falls into the family well. And when she comes to the other side of the well, she's transported 50 years after Inuyasha was pinned to the tree in the feudal era. She also notices she has the sacred jewel in her, and she's attacked. The only one to save her life is Inuyasha, so she frees the mutt. Then they end up breaking the jewel, and now they have to collect all the shards or else they fall into the hands of evil. In 193 episodes plus 4 movies. But it can still be good if you do it properly. And the key for every plot has to be the characters. Although the main problem in the series aren't the characters. Let's talk about the characters, shall we? We'll talk about them in basically groups of 2. The first pair is Inuyasha and Kagome. Inuyasha, the main character of the series. He's the most stereotypical anime character you'll ever meet. He has a big sword, he has long flowing hair, he's angsty, and he has problems with his family. Oh yeah, and he also falls in love with Kagome, mainly because she looks like his ex-girlfriend. Kagome has a loving family, she's got friends, she has a pretty good life, she has a brother whom she's close to, and a grandfather who also will go beyond the Call of Duty to make up some lie why she can't go to school. And she gives it all up. Our next couple is Moroku and Sango. Moroku is a sexual predator, and he's a monk. He has this really cool ability called a wind tunnel. He has a hole in his hand, and as a result, it sucks up everything he aims it at. Sango is a demon slayer. Comes from a huge family of demon slayers. She fights with a gigantic boomerang. Because demon slaying? She does end up falling in love with someone and getting married at the end. To Moroku, the sexual predator. You know, when you really think about it, it's bullshit. Okay? So, basically you've got the only other badass character in the series fall in love with a sexual predator who spent a good chunk of time grabbing your ass. So there are other characters. There's Shippo. He's useless. There's Kilala. They ride on her. Useless. There's also Jakin. Useless ass kisser. But of course, we couldn't forget about Inuyasha's older brother, Sesshomaru. You know, the man with the personality of a cardboard box, literally acting all angsty like, how come daddy didn't give me his main sword? Inuyasha, give me your sword. Fucking baby. Now, if you hear me mention the ending, I'm gonna spoil the out of this thing, okay? You can skip ahead to a certain time code, but 3, 2, 1. So, when all's said and done, Kagome returns back home to her era, okay? She cannot go back to the feudal era. So, she spends her time with her friends, with her family, graduates high school. But the moment she graduates high school, well, it opens up the portal for her to go back to the feudal era just one last time. Meaning, if anybody goes through it, they're not coming back. So, she decides to say goodbye to her friends and family and live in the feudal era with Inuyasha and everybody else. This girl gives up indoor plumbing, electronics, and all the magical wonders of modern medicine for love. You see, this shit here is why I fucking hate Inuyasha. It's like I always say, if you like the series, congratulations. If you want to cosplay the series, congratulations. Fuck Inuyasha. So yeah, that was another fun-filled, rage-induced episode of Let's Talk Anime. As usual, I am your host, Dan Rangeress. If you like this episode, please, I encourage you to like, comment, subscribe, and if you are on YouTube watching this, bell icon is there for a reason. Click it. That way you can know when we get new episodes. And tune in next time when we talk about the World Series. Literally, the World Series. Until then, peace out. everybody, remember when I did that episode about Samurai Champloo? I made a little mistake. I said one of the creators of the theme song Battle Cry was done by a guy named Lil Jon. I got that wrong. I meant to say Fat John was one of the creators of the theme song Battle Cry. Not Lil Jon, Fat John. Just the Ranger's correcting himself. Inuyasha!